What's up, you guys? It's Jonathan Weber, 30K Executive President, team member. Listen, guys, super excited to be with you guys this Tuesday evening. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know you guys are tuning in from all over the place. I'm watching the participants grow as we speak. Just a quick reminder, this call will be translated into Spanish as well. And my co-host, Style Bell, he'll probably speak to you guys in Spanish. He has so many different talents, so you might just speak in Spanish. So be prepared for that. But either way, it'll be translated in both English and in Spanish. So make sure that you adjust your interpretations for that. And also, too, throughout the call, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat. As you know, we have an amazing team, like literally waiting for you guys to drop things. But this call today, guys, it's going to be about fit camps. Our intention with the fit camp idea, right? For those of you guys who do fit camps, some of you guys may want to do a fit camp. Some of you guys have never done a fit camp and probably don't even know what to do. Probably don't know the first step. Well, one of the things that we want to do is we want to make sure that you guys are armed with all the proper tools to do any and everything that you could possibly do with this business. So on today's call, one of the things I want you guys to be sure to do is to take notes, because myself and the person my co-host is going to speak, we actually built our businesses in this model, both in roughly about 2 years. The president's team inside of this model. So make sure you take notes, because we're going to give you some really key things that were very significant to make sure, basically to ensure kind of like what we did in terms of growth, so that you can take this on. But I want to, before we go too deep into the fit camp idea, because I know many of us have heard fit camp before, but I think sometimes when we've seen it out in the market and we probably didn't see it grow the way that we probably thought it could have, it's because there's a couple key things that need to be there as it relates to ingredient. But I want to first start by talking about like what fit camp is and why it's very important. One of the things that I had to at some point understand inside of our business, and luckily I kind of came into just a model that did it, is that beyond everything else that we do, I think the North Star of what we do is really create a community. And I'll explain why. A couple of things about community. Community is going to make sure that the people that are involved they trust each other, there's belief, there's know-how, there's understanding. And with those components, you can really be successful, right? If you don't trust maybe the products, if you don't trust the business, right, it's hard to be successful. If you don't have a relationship and connection, sometimes it can be a big challenge to the business. So what the fit camp model does, along with a few other models when they're working successfully, is help build community. So I started in this business, now 13 going on 14 years now. And I started out doing fit camps. I didn't really know what to do. All I knew was I was running a workout. And by getting started, what started to unfold was structure inside of it. But what we're going to be able to do for you guys is kind of give you structure inside of it to help you not only sustain it, but also grow it. So, back then, we started fit camps. Actually, we were like the first organization to actually do indoor fit camps, because at that time they were all being done outside at the beach. And so we started doing an indoor fit camp. So whether you do an indoor or outdoor fit camp, the idea is community. But here's one of the key factors, guys. So we started doing this fit camp, and when we started doing the fit camp, we didn't know what we were doing. Our intention was to just make sure that everybody had fun. Take that note. The other intention was to make sure that the newest person was always the rock star. Like, for example, you'll have your coaches, and your coaches will be branded, and your coaches will have amazing results. But the intention behind the fit camp is to make sure that the newest person feels amazing. Because what's going to happen is that the newest person will eventually bring more people. And every time there's a new person, if that's what you celebrate, that's what will grow. And then what we started doing structurally is that we would take a head count at every fit camp, because one of the things that we understood that is that a fit camp that did not grow was ultimately, what would you say, decreasing, right? I like to say that attrition is inevitable, but in order to grow, like, you have to be intentional, right? So for us, we had to like make sure that we were always inviting. We had to like create a system where everybody just invited people. And that was really one of the key and core concepts of Fit Camp, is that constant invites. Now, in order to do so, we had to make it really, really fun. So I'm gonna give you guys a lot of little key little basic things. But the idea behind it is that if you're looking to do a Fit Camp and it's something that you've never done, something that you want to do, I would say start wherever you are. We started doing them at parks. And from the park perspective, again, it was free at the park. We could just have fun. We can grow a community. We would invite them back to a space where they can understand what the shakes were about or what the products were about. We talked to them about the business. But when you think about the Fit Camp model, write these couple things down. So first off, there's a workout involved. The workout, the intention behind the workout is to grow it, and the workout itself should be about having fun. Now, prior to the workout, what we would always do is we'd have a pre-event. The pre-event was where like-minded coaches, right? When we first started, it was only like 2 or 3 of us. It was actually 3 coaches. And we get together, we make sure that we knew that, again, the intention was to have fun and the intention was to grow it. And we'd actually even challenge one another to see who could bring the most guests. So much so that where we'd actually make these little bets with one another. Like every person that you brought is like whoever brought the most people will kind of like win a pot. Like, we just did fun things to make sure that we could compete to grow our Fit Camp. And once people started to show up and we started to celebrate the growth, we started implementing other little things. One of the things that we always did is that when at a Fit Camp, we always wanted to make sure that we invited our guests to and introduce them to at least 3 people, right? So we would identify who might be the people that they will probably relate to, or somehow to some degree identify with, and we would make sure that we introduce them to those people. Now, what was so important about the pre-meetings that we would have before this is that we made sure that the people that we would introduce them to was ready to share their story. It was a quick 30-second story. You guys don't have to do it this way, but just so you understand, I'll kind of give you an idea of how it went. We all had our before and after photos on our phone. In fact, if you don't have before and afters on your phone, I advise you to create a folder inside your phone and just add all the before and after photos of all your friends, all of us, everybody who you know who's gone through the challenge, or anybody who's gotten amazing results, whether it be coaches, clients, etc. And you want to have a diverse group of people inside your phone, because the person that you invite may not relate to you, right? So if I invited a woman and she was probably needed to lose, maybe 100 pounds, she may not relate to me. But if I had a picture in my phone of someone who did that, then she can relate to that person, right? So I would make sure I had that. And what we would do is that because of that, I would know who I wanted to introduce these people to. So here's what the introduction looks like. So let's just say I have Bob. Bob's comes down to my Fit Camp. My intention is to throughout this Fit Camp, make sure that he meets 3 people. The 3 people that he meets are going to do the exact same thing, right? So I say, hey, let's just say it's Style. I'm like, hey, Style, this is Bob. Bob's going to say something like, oh my God, like, and he's gonna show love to his style and say, "Oh my God, Bob, what's up, man? How you doing?" I was gonna say, "Fine." He's probably like, maybe have you started the product yet, or are you new in the business? Like he'll lead with two things that we do that's gonna make Bob, even if I never talked about it before, make Bob be like, what's that, right? And then after that, whether Bob says yes or no, right? Styles gonna immediately at that point share his results. But man, I started coming around this community. This fit camp has been amazing. I started, went through the challenge, got on the products, and this has been my results, right? And then he'll be like, and then after that, people got inspired. I ended up being a coach. I started bringing people through. And last month I made this, or first month I made that. And he would literally give my guests a mini HOM within about 30 seconds to a minute. And I could do this with 3 people, even if I'm a brand new distributor, right? I can introduce them to 3 people. And by the time I introduce them to 3 people, Bob is kind of looking at me like, yo, so what's up with these products, or what's up with this challenge, or what's up with this business that you guys do? So what you do is you leverage the people at the Fit Camp to plant seeds to help you grow your business, right? So Fit Camp is also about leverage, right? The key is to create community, and then also so you can leverage it, right? Another key thing that I want to make sure that you guys get about the Fit Camp, right? So of those components about trusting people and creating community and being some of the major components, when you get off a call like the one that we had this past Thursday and you hear a system that's rolled out, it's much easier to implement when you already have a community that you're building. So our intention is to have everybody eventually have a shape up all over the world, right? So you see the shape up in Miami, you see the shape up actually in India, you see it in other countries. I'm actually looking for a space here to actually create one here. But my intention is to make sure that, hey, I go to Miami or I go to a local one that's been approved by WeDo. I learn the structure, I see what's working, and I bring it back to my town and start it. But if it's me by myself, I may need to do some local fit camps, right, every week to help grow the momentum for my shape up that happens at the end of the month, right? At the end of the day, what I want to make sure that I do is I build a community, and you might want to build it slowly. So for example, let's just say you might want to do a shape up, but you don't have a community yet. Well, the fit camp model is a very it's a really good model to help you build the momentum to ultimately have a shape up in your town, right? Because I would love to, let's say, not have to go all the way to Miami. I would love to go to, let's just say, Oregon, or I don't know, Arizona, that's a neighboring state, watch their fit camp or watch their shape up, and then come back and duplicate it, right? So the more that we actually build these shape ups around the world, the more we create community, and inside of community, this is how we actually blow up. Now, here's a note that I want you guys to take. For the leaders on the phone, you guys definitely know this to be true, that in our biggest growth spurts, right? Any leader can attest to this. In our biggest growth spurts, no matter what your model was, the thing that was really, really exciting about our growth spurt is that we had community. There's never a real big growth spurt without community. So I want you guys to really be keyed in on the importance of locking down a community, because once you have a community, you can drop a model in like 10-4-1 and it can explode. If you don't have a community, sometimes it can take a minute it can take a little bit longer for it to gain traction, right? Because the idea is that you want to make sure that, and again, like doing this business and starting out in the fit camp model, I didn't really understand that the fit camp was creating so much growth and momentum. I didn't really necessarily understand. It wasn't until I went away from it and I realized, like, yo, like this is something that is a necessity. And you can do it in your, same thing as some of you guys in nutrition clubs, right? Well, the reasons why people are coming in buying over and over and over is because they feel like it's a community. And the idea of humans, like we're tribal by nature. So anytime you can create something where we feel like we're a part of it and we feel like we enjoy it and we feel like we get a lot of value from it, we'll tend to show up over and over and over. And then if you also make it to the point to where you're always acknowledging and being excited about the newest person who shows up, again, you create a focus on new people showing up. Guys, I want to make it as simple as possible without going into the real nitty-gritty details about all the steps inside, but I want to give you some of the surface level steps. But I will tell you, from just implementing some of the things that I told you so far, not only was I able to hit President's Team in 2 years, in that 2-year run, I hit President's Team, and in that time also produced three Prez, 5 Millionaire Team, 13 Get Team, and 27 Active World Team in that same 2-year period, because we ran this model so effectively and we focused on building leaders. Now, another piece to that, right? Let's just say I show up to your fit camp and I'm a new distributor. I'm no longer the newest person. Let's say I've been there 2 or 3 times and I start to invite people. It's always wise, and really take this note, guys, this is really, really key. It's always wise to acknowledge me as a newer person who's bringing people, as someone who's building a community inside of a community, right? If we acknowledge the people who are constantly also bringing people, then the seeds get planted and they start to understand that they're building a community inside of a community. So let's just say they move out of state. The seeds have already been planted that they know how to build a community, right? So you always want to acknowledge the people who also bring people, because they're building a community inside of the community. And one of the beautiful things about doing that is that not only do they now know how to go, they pick up the leadership skills to go out there and duplicate it, but also from building that inside of one, you start to make sure that you don't get faked out by the numbers, right? One of the things that I've always told the team is that don't be faked out by the crowd, right? You can have, let's say, 300 people here at this fit camp, but the idea is how many people are actually your people, right? Because if you don't actually have people, then yes, you're having fun, but you don't have people there, and because you don't have people there, you're not growing your check, you're not growing your royalties, you're not growing your group, right? So you always want to be looking at, yeah, we had 300 people or 100 people, or we had an amazing day at this fit camp or this workout or this shape up, but how many people that I have personally there? And you want to always keep track of that. If you keep track of that inside of what you do, the opportunity for you to leverage these things is crazy, right? Because as leaders will put them on, but you can learn under leaders by literally just growing your group inside of something that's already been set up for you, right? So there's 2 people. There's going to be people that's going to set it up, and then there's going to be the people who, you know, of course, they're leaders, they're smart, they're setting it up. But there's also going to be people who are really smart because they learn to leverage the group, right? So whether you're in one or the other place, I want to acknowledge you, and I want you to really think about taking on this, because, again, community is really the North Star of what we do. Without community, we don't have anything else. It's about the groups that we build, and that's what creates momentum for us to grow at an exponential rate. But guys, my time is coming to an end, and I want to end on saying that, hey, I'm looking for a space to do the exact same thing here. I'm excited to go and find it. I think I may have it, but yeah, a little bit more research. Plus, I got to go to Miami and then look, because ultimately I want to make sure that I do a shape up here in Las Vegas as well. But that said, I really want to give props to my co-host, because one of the things that he's done is that not only did he build a massive organization using this tool, since he was probably about World Team into President's Team, the way he's done it and the way he's grown it, I mean, the company has acknowledged he's been, I mean, on many stages around the world and spoken about it. But what's even more, I was probably say what's even more to me, I guess what I think I would say what I probably admire even the most is that even still today, he's still finding ways to do it. He's never let up on the understanding and the knowledge of the power of community. And I watch him do it now, still even at his house, which is amazing, whether he's well or not well, whether, and you'll hear the story in a second, but you watch him doing this still at his house. So you can literally do this from anywhere. Ideas that create the strong intention to create community. But with that being said, I want to pass it over to my co-host, someone else who's also built his business through building out communities inside of Fit Camp, 30K Senior Executive President Team Member, Style Bell.
Jonathan, let's go. Honestly, bro, fire me up. You did a phenomenal job. The most challenging part about this is like going after somebody that really crushes it. I know you guys heard Jonathan's numbers on how many presidents team and millionaire team members and tab team members. And you guys were like truly inspired, I'm sure, by that conversation. So, bro, I just want to say thank you for everything that you just shared. And I'm excited for what you're going to create in Las Vegas. I can't wait to come up out there, right? I'm loving the view, by the way, that you have right now. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So I'm really honored to be one of the speakers today on our We Do call. You guys, I'm going to keep it really simple and exciting and also exhilarating because for anyone that's inside of the We Do Transformations movement, I want to share this with you guys so that you can understand where I started at. I actually had a really, really slow story in the beginning of Herbalife, right? I came into the business really excited and motivated. And when I walked into the room, you guys, I heard the stories. And I know some of you on this call, you're an athlete or you used to be an athlete, right? And I remember what it felt like when I walked in that room. I missed with all my soul being a part of a team. I played football, basketball, I ran track. So for all my athletes on here, I'm excited for you. And when I walked into that room, I was like, I want to be a part of something again that stands for something that has hard work and dedication connected to it. And what I know for sure, a lot of us that are entrepreneurs now, it's not just about what kind of money we make. It's about the mission behind what we're doing. Most of us on this call, and I'm speaking to you right now, most of you are willing to work 100 hours a week if you're working for a purpose. And that's the beautiful thing about what we do inside of We Do Transformations is we're actually changing people's lives in the process. So once you get clear about what is it that I want, so write this down. This is for your notes. People will follow somebody that knows where they're going. All right, write that down, please. It's not just about having the biggest fit camp or the most exciting shape up or the most people at your shape up. It's about taking people where they want to go. I want to lose 5 pounds. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to run with my kids again. I want to play outside with my wife. I want to be able to walk up the stairs. I want to be able to put extra money in my pocket. People will follow you if you know where you're going. When I very first started my workouts, you guys, in Los Angeles, it was not from a good place. I would go to the fit camps and I could not afford the branding. Okay. So I would ask to do a station. I would ask to lead a station. I would ask to support. I would go to pre-meeting. You guys, I'd ride my bike 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes to get to the workout. I would ask to do a station. And because I did not have the Herbalife branding on at the time, they would not let me run a station. So I decided from that one day, I want to make an impact on people's lives. You guys, this is how I got started. I went on Facebook back in 2012 and I was like, what day do you guys want to work out? I was off on Sunday and I was off on Monday. I had 2 days off and everyone said Monday. And I said, what time? And then my community at the time on Facebook said 9 o'clock. All right. So I started my very first fit camp, you guys, and I did not even have a way to get to the workout. So I'm sharing this with you so that you can understand my story. When I say to you, it was very slow. So I would invite someone to my workout and then ask them, could they pick me up to get to the workout? I know it sounds crazy, but I want you to understand you don't get to where I'm at right now without these stories. A lot of times people are looking at my situation and they're like, Style, what you're doing now is so unbelievable. Of course, you got the view, you got the house, you got the travel. No, you guys, I had a bicycle and a dream. A bicycle and a dream. And I would invite people to the workout, you guys. And the first workout, 2 other distributors came. So you guys know what that's like. I cannot get them as a client. I can't get them as a customer. The following fit camp, the 2 distributors that came, they brought their girlfriends. So I had 4 people, and all of them were already distributors from other people's team. No clients, no customers. The 3rd fit camp, you guys, it took someone 30 minutes to show up. And it was just me and that one other person. Okay, that's 3 fit camps in, you guys. No guests yet, even though I'm inviting people and I'm doing my best to get people to the workout. But I decided this is one thing that's very important to me. My story is unique in the aspect of I grew up in foster care. And I knew that people want to count on somebody. If you fall, I'm going to catch you. And so that was my relationship with my fit camp. A lot of people start their workout. So they say, Style, I wish I had a community like yours. And I'm like, but are you willing to do the work to get to the community? Right? It took me 6 or 7 or 8, 9 workouts that I still led. I said, this is what I said to my community. I'm going to show up, rain or shine. Okay. No guest or a guest. If no one comes, I'm still going to teach the workout as if I have 100 people there. And I'm sharing this with you guys because I've had workouts, you guys, at the park with over 500 people. 500 people. Herbalife would fly in executives that were brand new to the company and they would bring them to my workout. Okay. But it didn't start with 500 people. And when I had 3 people, I gave them 120%. All right. So I'm sharing this with you really quickly because that particular mindset is very important before we get to the nitty-gritty of it. Where are you going? My first step is I'm going to help my community lose 1,000 pounds. All right. And so at the end of the workout, I would say, hey, how many pounds are you down, Jonathan? How many pounds? Well, Jonathan's putting on lean muscle, as you guys know. But let's talk about someone else, right? And I would ask them these questions, you guys, and they would say this, and I'm like, and I would write it in my little notebook, you guys. And I'm like, we're at 57 pounds of 1,000. So I was sharing with my community, this is the goal. You guys, when we hit 1,000, then I said 2,000. When we hit 2,000, then I said 3,000. And eventually we got to 10,000. I don't know what happened after 10,000. It just got very difficult to keeping track of that. But the point of me sharing this with you is I was sharing with people, hey, this is where I'm going and I'm willing to take you with me. So as you guys get excited about creating the momentum to get to the point where you can have a shape up or even run your local weekly fit camps, you guys, step 1, please know exactly where you're going. And it's okay if it doesn't look like a big $10,000 goal. Like my first one was 1,000 pounds, right? And then when I would have a guest, I would bring, this is in the very beginning, I would not do this now, you guys, I would have an Herbalife protein bar, or now we have all these little samples that you can do. And if someone brought a guest, I would say, hey, Jonathan, you brought a guest, here's an Herbalife protein bar. Let's all clap it up for Jonathan. So now what I was doing is I was showing the community I care about also us developing our community together. It's not just a my workout thing. It's something that we can do together. And I'm sharing this with you guys because sometimes I was so poor and I was so hungry and I was so desperate at that point in my life. Just to be honest with you guys, sometimes I would hope no one brought a guest because I really needed to eat that protein bar. I'm just being honest so that you guys can understand that it takes making the sacrifices in the beginning till you can get to the point where we say we want to change 1 million lives, right? It starts with just yourself. Okay, you guys, for the sake of time, I've been kicked out of several parks doing my workouts. All right. I had a park when I first went to, I asked the park ranger, hey, can I run a workout here? She said, no problem. You're going to do some amazing work. Our community needs it. All right. We went from 0 people to 60 people. And she said, Style, I know I told you you can do the workout here, but you have too many people now. So she kicked me out of the park. She didn't even let me finish the workout. I wish someone that was at that workout can go in the chat and say, I remember that. She wouldn't even let me finish the workout, you guys. In the middle of the workout, she walked up and said, hey, I know what I told you was okay, but I've changed my mind. And so I went to another park that was closer to my house. Thought it was a fantastic opportunity. We took that workout from 60 people to over 120 people. And the park ranger came back, you guys, and they told me we could not run a workout at a park. Let me tell you their excuse on why. They said because we were impacting the grass. Now, mind, they run soccer camps there. It's a park, you guys. We were impacting the grass was their excuse. I'm sharing this with you because even when you're excited and you have momentum and you're going after your goals and your dreams, there's going to be challenges that come along the way. So I took the workout from the grass field onto the tennis court. All right, and our numbers started to grow, you guys, at the tennis court. I wish I had a photo to show you guys that experience. But I also want to share this with you. One thing that's going to happen is when you start to change people's lives, you're going to start to change your income. All right. So if you guys are excited about putting extra money in your pocket with the We Do Transformations opportunity, just put a 7 in the chat. That's my favorite number. That's why I'm saying that. All right. And I want to share this one tip with you because you guys are going to go from $72, which is my very first check from Herbalife, you guys. And when my workout got to over 120 people, I remember at the time, I was making over $3,000 in Herbalife. Now, I know for some of you guys, that's not a lot of money, but you got to imagine, I don't have a car. I didn't have any kids. I was sleeping on a futon. My rent was $1,000. My cell phone was $100. So $3,000 was life-changing. And I remember I shared that story with some of the people at the workout, and one of my team members came to me and was pissed off, was like, Stal, I can't believe you said you made an extra $3,000. My guest never wants to come back because they think you're only doing this for the money. You guys, I did not sleep that night because I had to really question, hey, am I doing this workout because I actually want to change people's lives or I want to just make money? And the answer is both. We're not just doing, I love what we're doing for our community. I love the work that we get to do around the world, you guys, but we also need to change our financial situation, right? I see some of you guys said both of them, right? Or something, I don't know how to spell that. But my point is I want to share that with you because you're also going to get challenged. So this is why, as you guys are in part of the creating your fit camp, you must, this was just be my opinion. You don't have to do anything, okay? Let me start with that. I would advise you guys do personal development like your life depends on it because you're going to get challenged, you guys. After that park, I got kicked out of that park. I went to another park, you guys. So now this is my third park that I didn't went to, you guys. A police officer used to come to that park while I was doing my fit camps, and he would sit there and watch the entire time because he was just trying to make me uncomfortable, trying to make me give up. And I was like, this is unbelievable, man. I'm helping our community. I'm speaking positivity to them. I'm helping basically create a better humanity. And this is the kind of experience, you guys, I just decided it was worth the challenge. All right. So the fit camps, though, I want to say this to you. It is not the reason why solely I got to the top 1%. It is not why I'm a 30K senior executive president's team member, you guys, with several presidents, team members of my organization and the business in several countries. That's not the only reason. Okay. So when you guys that are plugged into these kind of trainings, I want to speak to you. I'm proud of you first and foremost, because most people saw the link, they saw the call and they did not get on the call. So I'm proud of you. Write this down. Do not miss an event. Okay. Do not miss an event. You're doing your fit camps. Great. Fantastic. You got 100, you got 200, eventually maybe more people at your fit camps. The next thing that you want to do is you don't want to just have a large fit camp. You also want to have a large group of people at the events. Okay, so my upline, Mark Addy, one of the creators, him and Jill, of the Healthy Active Lifestyle movement, said, Style, it's great that you got 3,000 or 4,000 or people throughout the year coming to these workouts. How many people do you have coming to events? And I was like, oh, okay, Mark, I see what you're doing there. All right, so I got excited about not just having a large fit camp, but I also got excited about having a large group of people at some of the events. All right, so now that I've given you guys, I think about 3 tips now. The next thing I want to share with you guys is some of you guys are seeing the fit camps that I'm doing now here at my house. Listen, my friends, I didn't start that fit camp at my house until after I was already 30K senior executive president's team member. All right. I want to say that to you because some people are thinking my success is coming from my view, which would be the wrong mindset, right? The success came from when I had no car. And when I was inviting people and asking them for a ride, because that helped me build the muscle to be able to do it in my backyard. Okay. I had to overcome so many different challenges at the fit camps and getting kicked out of several parks and having to get permits and dealing with people passing out and dealing with people wanting to give up, dealing with people crying, dealing with people, all these different stories that comes along when you're running these events for your community. That prepared me to get to the point where I can handle this. Now, I know through adversity and contrast, you guys are going to create a lot of value as you build your Shape Up community. The beautiful thing is this: it's important to also have a structure when it comes to your fit camp. We're not just having a good time working out, you guys. Yes, one thing for me that's important is anybody that's ever come to a workout, I say almost the same conversation every single time. Listen, this is what's very important. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care how short you are. I don't care how many muscles you have. If you can only do one push-up, just give me the best possible one. If you can do 10 push-ups, give me the best possible 10. I say that almost every single time. That's why I'm able to say it so easy. I've been saying that for 13 or 12 or whatever amount of years to my community because I want people to understand this is about moving your body forward. I've lost several family members, and I'm sure some of you guys have lost people that you care about because they were not prioritizing their nutrition and their fitness. And so I just decided I know you have too, we've decided to be the beacon of change for them. All right. And so when I say that, I see really strong guys, really buff guys, really advanced athletes. I see them go, ooh, okay, I can relax. There's no competition here. All right. Yeah, some of the guys we do different, who can do the most push-ups and things like that. But for the most part, people understand this community is about moving our bodies forward. I even will sometimes, depending upon the group, I'll say, hey, if you can't do jumping jacks, just move your body around in a circle. And you see people start to laugh, but I'm saying to them, all I want you to do is just move. Okay. But there's a flow. If you guys want to know a very simple flow that could be a game changer for most of you guys to be able to grow your business, just put in the chat flow. All right. So I want to share this flow with you because I know some of you guys are excited to grow your business and some of you guys aren't doing speeches at the end of the workout. Please do not try to do your fit camp like me unless that's inside of you. Do it like anyone else that may be having a flow, because inside of the We Do Transformations, here's the beautiful thing. Everything that you guys are looking to create when you create a Shape Up eventually, all the tools and the flow is going to be created for you inside of the app. So you don't even have to worry about it. But if you're trying to do me at your fit camp and you don't have that in you and you don't have, everyone's going to know and they're going to stop coming. Okay, so please don't do that. I'm not going to go out there and do every week. I'm not going to do a twerk class or a Zumba class or a glute class because that's not me. Okay, I know my glutes need to grow. I get it, but I don't know how to do that. All right, so I'm not going to do that. All right, I'm just sharing it with you so that you can understand. I know that would be out of alignment for me to do that. All right, and so coming back into it, the flow. You want your organization to know, how do I grow my business? How can I create success in this? All right. So that first flow obviously is the introduction, right? Or the invitation, I should say. So your invitation, write that down. You want to invite. Obviously, I know you should know this, but I have to say this. You have to invite to the fit camp. All right. You should choose the amount of time on a daily basis you're going to invite. All right. So whatever time that is, if you're part-time, maybe you can only do 15 minutes or 20 minutes. If you're full-time, maybe you can invite for 2 or 3 hours, right? So your invitation, all right? So now when you invite, you want to invite very intentionally to your fit camp, letting people know the experience you're going to get. Like Jonathan shared, you can show some of the videos from the workout. I love to show some of the videos. You can show some of the testimonials, the before and after photos. But you want to invite people and you want to let them know it's going to be a fantastic experience for them. The second thing is, once they get to the workout, you guys, is you want to have what Jonathan just shared with you guys, which is a beautiful tip, is you want your community that is there, some of the few coaches, you want them to understand, if I introduce you to someone, please share your quick story. All right, that's important. So they come to the workout, how this is my friend. You don't want to say, hey, this is my boy Stout. And I'm just like, what's up? How's it going? That's it. It's not enough, right? There's not enough sauce in there for them to actually want to stick to what we're actually creating. So you want to invite, you want to know how you're going to have that conversation once the person gets there, right? The second thing is that workout. I'm not going to tell you what the workout needs to be like, but have a fun environment at the workout. Yes, some people are going to push themselves very hard. Me, I'm going to push myself very hard. Other people, they just may want to dance with the weights. They just want to laugh. They just want to have a good time. Have the experience, the best that they can have for them in their life. If they're out of shape and they're not feeling great, let them sit down. Let them get them CR7. Let them take some time. Help them take a deep breath. If they're trying to push it to the next level, let them push it to the next level, right? Depending upon what they're at. Then you want to invite. What I like to say is we invite from invitation to the experience. Then we then offer that group a very quick wellness experience. You can call it whatever you guys like. In our group, we call it a wellness experience. What that is, you guys, is a very simple, easy, beautiful presentation for what we're doing, right? With We Do. I like to say, hey, you guys, every month we're helping our community really move their lives forward. We've even had people in our community win some of these challenges. So we'll have that person share their story. And if you don't have that yet, that's okay too. You can say, hey, this is what we're doing. We're giving away $10,000 every single month to help people move their lives forward, right? Some of you guys in this group are looking for this opportunity to get in the best shape of your life. You're going to get a community, you're going to get support, right? You're going to get all these different tools. So I share that with them. Then we invite them to a wellness experience. In the wellness experience, you guys, we give them a very small sample of the shake. Okay. You don't have to do this. It can be whatever it is that speaks to you. We share with them why water is important, why exercise is important, why nutrients is important, why community is important, and then we give them their sample. It takes about 7 minutes, okay? No longer than that. So they go from the invitation to the workout to the wellness experience, and then the fourth thing we invite them to, you guys, this is just our flow, you don't have to do this, is to some sort of opportunity meeting. So if you guys have an opportunity meeting online or you do it in person, it does not matter. Just have something. So now the person knows the cycle. If I ask my team, how are you going to grow your business? I'm going to invite to the presentation, wellness experience, to the HOM. All right. So I'm sharing with you those small tips that you guys can not only just have an awesome fit camp, but also have an opportunity to be able to grow your business. So We Do Transformation has given us a tool to be able to not just have great workouts or have the most beautiful people or the best signs, but actually to be able to grow our business. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Your workouts may have 80 people. Your wellness experience may have 20 people. Your HOM may have 5 people. That is okay. But remember, if you're doing it potentially on a weekly basis, now you got 20 more people that know about what you're doing, how you're growing your business, what you guys are doing, what We Do Transformations, how we can impact their lives. My friends, at 30K, senior executive president's team, in this business, I've traveled to over 50 countries. I've spoke on every continent outside of Antarctica. I still go to every opportunity meeting. Okay. And the last one, we had, I think, 5 people, and I was there and I had a guest, one guy. Okay. He did not sign up yet. He did not join yet, but I broke down. I said, bro, your clients are struggling with this. Let me show you what our app can do. Your clients are struggling with this. Let me show you what our app can do. Your clients are struggling with this. Let me show you what our app can do. And he was like, wow, y'all got everything. And I was like, I know. All right. And so I'm saying that so that you guys can understand. Doing the workouts at my house, that was step 998. Okay. It wasn't step 1. Step 1 was no bicycle, asking people to come, doing the workouts and showing up for them. And now we're on the different steps. So those are some of the tools when it comes to your fit camp, you guys. It's not about killing people. It's not about having the most challenging fit camp. It's about allowing your community to know that this is where we're going and we're going to do it together. And that's been a wonderful experience. I shared with you guys some of the highlights. There's several other stories that we can say. Jonathan shares some beautiful tips when it comes to the conversation that our leadership needs to have. And so I wanted to really jump on here and share those tips with you. And I know we're going to bring it back to me and Jonathan right now. But those are some good things. And if I miss anything, I'm sure Jonathan and myself, we can cover it for you guys right now.
Great job, Stahl. Great job, Stahl. One of the amazing things when you have a leader such as Stahl as your co-host is that you know that if you drop the ball, like he's gonna pick it up and run with it, right? So great job. when he said drop a 7 in the chat, I'm like, yo, that's because he's scoring. So fire me up. I love it. But you guys, this is time for questions and answers. We would love for you guys to drop some questions. Now, if your question is about anything other than Fit Camp, we won't be, we'll probably answer that on another call. The questions here will be strictly for the things that me and Style went over, and questions about that. So please go ahead and start firing away with your questions.
Hey, so I've got a couple questions already answered for the two of you behind the scenes. So we've got one specific first to you, Jonathan. It says, hey, Jonathan, best training on community I've ever heard. So that's nice. Thank you. What are your tips for successful inviting to the community?
Okay, so my biggest tip, you guys, for inviting, right? And write this down, guys. Please write these things down. Here's the number one way that you make sure that you have people at the Fit Camp. You ready? You put them in a car and you bring them with you. 100%, they'll be there, right? So I'm sure, like, one of the things that we would do is that we wanted to make sure that we had every seat in our car filled with a guest, right? So if you're a husband and wife team and you have 2 cars, imagine what you can do, right? You can bring 2 cars and have seats full, both, right? So, but if you're solo, idea is like, I want to make sure that I have all my seats full. So that's what I would do in terms of making sure somebody gets to my event.
Okay, thank you. Style, so we have one for you. Thank you, Style, for your perseverance to be here with us tonight. What would you do if you have a preferred member who wants to be involved in the DMO community, but is not very personally developed and a little mean?
That's a really great question. I know honestly, the beautiful thing about what we're creating is and I don't want to give away too many recommendations on books and things like that, my friends, but I will share one book, and I hope that's okay, Lauren. I don't want to get in trouble for this, but there's a book called Tribal Leadership. Okay, so I think before you address the preferred member or the person that is maybe shifting the energy inside of your Fit Camp, I would recommend reading the book Tribal Leadership, or audio. I did the audio version. I didn't actually read the hard copy of it. And that gave me different perspective on how I can take that person from where they're at to where I think that they could be one day. But to address that initially is your community is important to you and you need to protect it like your life depends on it. And I shared that with you guys earlier. So I would, if it was important enough to you, pull that person to a side when no one is around, not one person. So it doesn't look like you're trying to flex or you're trying to be cool or you're trying to be their upline or their leader. Pull them aside one-on-one, be very calm, be very patient, share with them where you see them going. Hey, I see, Style, you could be a president's team member one day. You can impact on people's lives. You have these great qualities. You're determined. You have a skill that is relentless. But the energy when it comes towards building our Fit Camp, you kind of really don't like people. And I know for sure that's what's going to hurt our community. So for the time being, I can't allow you to lead a station. I can't allow you to do this part of the Fit Camps because I need to really grow this community, and I hope you understand, right? And now what's going to happen is at least you're honest with them, and either they're going to step it up or they're going to quit. But either way, you're going to find a solution, I think, that would be very beneficial for you. But before you have that conversation, it may be necessary for you to read the book Tribal Leadership.
Yeah, and real quick too, because that's a phenomenal response. But I want to give you a little bit of clip notes inside of that book that you're getting there that'll just help you with the immediate getting there, but definitely listen to it. I would do this to every guest, whether they were happy, mean, nice, whatever. I grew my business in the inner city, Compton and Watts. A lot of people just have like a negative demeanor sometimes. But I would play personal development while we drove there, no matter what. Like sowing those seeds of personal development while you drive in a car is key. The other thing that I'll definitely do is that I want you to understand that the community is going to hold the power, right? Because the community is so positive, it's really hard for somebody to be negative inside of it. It's really hard. They have to be super negative, right? So understand and trust that the community is going to be your leverage and it's going to hold the power.
Very good. Sorry, I was typing. Okay. Style, how do you make the transition from fit camp / wellness experience to HOM?
Oh, great question. So, first of all, remember, this is all happening in real time. So it goes at the workout, at the end of the workout. I'm like, you guys, we did a phenomenal job. We may stretch while we're stretching, we're doing something. I'm like, all right, you guys, y'all crushed it. Like, this is where we're going. This is what we're doing. I say, how many first-time guests do we have? So all of our first-time guests will get a small sample. I say this, I have a gift for all of you. And now they want to raise their hand, of course, because now they want a gift, right? So they raise their hand. I'm like, okay, we got 10 or 12 or 13 or whatever the number may be, first-time guests. And I'm like, okay, so right after this, we're going to do something that I love that's called a wellness experience. It's only going to be 5 to 7 minutes. So I know you guys are in a hurry, but this 5 to 7 minutes could potentially be life-changing for you. So we're going to meet right here in the kitchen. If you guys aren't at a house, you could have it in a cooler. You can say, I'm going to be right over there by that tree. I'm going to be right over there by that bench. I'm going to be wherever, listen, wherever you can go meet with a small group of people, then say that. And then right after I say to my team members, hey, team members, thank you guys. Bring all your new guests in there. Maybe there's something they need to hear. So right after that, I walk over there or one of my coaches will walk over to the kitchen and we go, all right, you guys, give me the 5 to 7 minutes. This is what we're going to talk about. So it's right away. And at the end of the wellness experience, then we invite to the HOM, which is the very next day at 7 o'clock. So we leave them with an action step. We say, hey, you guys, tomorrow at 7 p.m., we're going to have, we call it a boss meeting, which is a business opportunity social, right? So you guys can name it whatever you guys like. You can even steal that name. I don't care, right? The goal is for you guys to put extra money in your pocket and potentially change your lives forever and grow your community. So we then invite them to the next day. So the HOM is not right after the fit camp, just so you guys are clear. The only thing that's right after is the wellness experience. Wellness experience, which is about 5 to 7 minutes. The HOM or boss meeting is the very next day. Hopefully that helps.
Very helpful. Thank you. So I can answer this one. This is what's the difference between a fit camp and a shape up? This is in here a couple times. So guys, a shape up is a brand and a name that we have created for our fit camps. So everything that you're hearing from both Jonathan and Style tonight as to what they've done, they did shape ups, right? So to be able to change that vocabulary a little bit for you, they did shape ups. They just called their fit camp whatever they wanted to call it. If you want to call it, like, there's all kinds of different names that other people are utilizing in their platforms and in their cities. So don't think that you need to use shape up. If you want to, you can. It's something we're utilizing within We Do Transformations. And I'm going to go ahead and answer a couple others that are a little bit more operational so that y'all don't have to worry about it. Okay. We Do Transformations. We will have a section in the We Do app. You will have more fit camp information. You will have a waiver example. It is not a requirement for you to use that one. We do recommend that you use something kind of like it. We will soon put in there what the minimum requirements are to be able to have your fit camp, your shape up, advertised in the We Do Transformations app. So Octavio has already reviewed this in one of our previous calls. We're holding true to those things. Okay, and just so that I can answer a couple more questions that are in the chat, that are in the Q&A, that are in the coaches chat, those things will be, we need to make sure that your location can take on a surge of people. We hope that positivity comes to your fit camp with advertisement on the We Do app. So we need to make sure that if your space only holds 50 and you got 45 at the last one, might not be the best idea for you to advertise with us that month, right? You want to find that better space, that better location. Do you have what you need to be able to make sure this is going to be, registration is there? You're going to have, doesn't have to be a personal trainer that's registered as a personal trainer. Do you have a coach that will lead the shape up, the fit camp, all the things, right? So we're going to try and help you to set up for success. And then we will provide you the shape up font, the logo, some marketing material, all that fun stuff that takes time to build. So just give us a little bit. That's why we're trying to give you this, I think these two leaders tonight are absolutely amazing and pivotal for your business, that if you don't have a fit camp, they didn't have their own. This is what they did to be able to build their business. So I think that this is perfect for you to be able to, if you're not there, get the wheels turning so that you can make that happen. I got one here for you. So whoever would like to take this.
Oh, real quick, I want to piggyback off something you said. So you guys, imagine this, right? Let me just cast a bit of vision for you guys. Listen, right? So one of the things that, you know, if you have a smaller group, right, and you're trying to get it started, it may be a fit camp and you can call it whatever you want. But just imagine if you can grow that thing week after week to where when your challengers finish, right, you can actually do a legitimate shape up. And the reason why I say that is, you know, by protecting that name and protecting really what it is that with the intention to ultimately have shape ups everywhere, imagine how it's going to feel to where I can send my client to your city, or you can send your client to my city, or a new potential distributor, and know exactly what they're going to get, know exactly what the flow is going to be, know exactly how they're going to be treated, because you visited a shape up and you're running that structure. So ultimately, right, one of the things that I feel like would be amazing is even if you do some local fit camps, that you set the intention to ultimately build the group to where you can have a shape up at the end of the month, right? That's just a suggestion that I think would be amazing if we could do that.
Okay, so we have one for product, and I think that the minimum is 35 participants to be able to reach out to Herbalife for product, or is it 50? I don't know. Y'all know better than I do. Anyhow, yes, you can reach out to Herbalife to be able to register your fit camp, to be able to do so, but there is a minimum, and just kidding. Maybe it's 100. Who knows? We'll find out and have the appropriate information for you in the WeDo app once we launch it. Don't worry about it. Let's see here. Oh, this is totally for you, Style. Where can we find out where the nearest shape up or fit camp is? For example, I'm from LA.
That's a really great question. So we do a once a month workout here in Los Angeles at the beach, and we're currently in the same process of looking for a better location so that LA can be a hub also for Shape Up, right? And so you can definitely send a message on Instagram. I think that would be the first step, which is my Instagram is Search Style. But the most important thing is we are also looking for a better location because we already are in the process. We do transformations workout every month at the beach for the last couple of months, and they've been really successful for our community. But we're currently looking for a better location so that we can do it year round and so that we can actually be considered a Shape Up. So you will be more than welcome to come to any of those transformations workout that we do once a month. I don't know the exact date. I believe it may be on the next Sunday or the Sunday after that, but we're doing it very soon here in Los Angeles at the beach this month.
Love that. Okay, so we are getting to time. We do have some more questions in here. And I think that this is really great because quite a few of these, the both of you have already touched on. Speaking towards your community, how you're building that, what you did from the ground up. So I want to say this, I don't do this for every call, but what I have done is I've dropped a topic in the August coaches chat. So if you're an August coach and you're in my August coaches chat, I have now opened it up for you to be able to take your question. If it was not answered on the call, to take it to the coaches chat. I'm East Coast, so I'm going to go to bed soon. But I do have other coaches that are in there, and I'm sure that they're more than willing to be able to speak to their experience with their fit camps. So go ahead and drop your questions in there. I hope this was super helpful. You guys have all expressed that, you know, this is a hot topic for you. We're expressing greater interest in it, and who better than Jonathan Weber and Style Bell to be able to bring this even more to the forefront for WeDo Transformations, two of our best leaders, Herbalife and WeDo Transformations. So I want to thank the both of you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to be able to make this happen for our team. Yeah, Jonathan, this is all you. I'm going to let you close it out.
Well, first off, guys, thank you guys for the opportunity. Thank you, Lo. Thank you, Style. If you want, you can, pass it to you. I'm going to actually pass it to Style when we close out. But listen, guys, here's the thing, right? Imagine, again, this whole shape up idea Even if you're having these local field camps, I can't talk about that enough for you to think about ultimately your North Star, trying to figure out how do you actually learn. Because drop something in the chat if you like what you see happening in Miami. Like, I love it, right? So I'm excited to go and do it. And then community being the North Star. If I could leave you with one message, community is the key thing that's going to help you build your business. The more people that you can gather, the more people that you can be in communion with, and create a community inside of whatever the space or outdoor location, the faster you can grow. And then at that point, you refer to your transformations and your upline leaders about the structure inside of it. That being said, I'm going to pass it to see if he has any last words, and then I'm going to let you guys go.
No, that was it, Jonathan. You killed it. My word would also be community. Let's focus on our community and helping people move their lives forward. And great job on showing up today, you guys. We love you. Peace out.